Segment 2, ladies, you got to go 2. Grace. 2. Right here on the Danny Vegas Live Show, we are into the meat and potatoes of the show. Ow!
Pow, she says.
Ow! Yeah, some people don't like my pow, but you love the pow. That's cool. Well, you know, I want to get into the meat and potatoes of the show. As you can see, we have our little Las Vegas Women's Magazine, because the new Las Vegas Women's Magazine will be coming out next week on Wednesday on the 25th of May at the RJ Marriott. If you are...
JW Marriott.
What did I
RJ.
say?
RJ.
I must have read the paper this morning. The JW Marriott. I barely got out of high school, folks, okay? So anyway, so the JW Marriott, now you got me all confused. It's going to be great. I've had events there myself. We're in the main ballroom.
We are.
Main ballroom.
Grand ballroom.
The grand ballroom with the foyer. It's going to be packed. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. I will be there. There will be an appearance of Danny Vegas at this event. Yes. So, but Tammy, I got a little surprise for you because I've been wanting to get this done for a long time. I have, as you can see, the first Las Vegas Women's Magazine. Now, Tammy's on the cover. Now, this is back in 2009, which is kind of scary because that is, this is 2016, so do the math.
This is...
It's in pristine condition.
It is in pristine condition, and we've come a long way since that issue.
Well, we're going to talk about that because I've been wanting you to sign my first edition for a long time. And now I've got you here. Not you, Grace, but you. So Tammy's going to sign my issue of the #1. Don't put it over your face now. Anywhere. You can cross your original name out too if you want.
Grabel.
So she's signing my... And here's the cool thing. I'm going to tell you a story. And this is an incredible, incredible story about how I got involved with Las Vegas Women's Magazine, because Las Vegas Women's Magazine is officially the media sponsor for Danny Vegas and the brand. And I was always a big fan of Tammy's, even before I met her. I'd see her on Facebook. I'm like, oh, wow, look what's going on there, and the expos and all that stuff. And I always like, oh, I got to meet this gal. And I was so, I'd never met her at that point. I didn't even hang out on the same level, okay? she was on a different level, so I never even got, but one day we had an event. It was June 24th at the Pegasus Lounge, which is over here, one of these joints that we have events at, and
Alexis Park.
We're at Alexis Park. And Joe Durkin was there.
Correct.
And I knew him. But I'd never met you before.
Correct.
Really?
I'd never met you before, and you were there. And Joe said, oh, you know, something about, he brought up Tammy's name. And I said, oh, someday. Well, I think we had talked, and you had introduced yourself as Vice President of Las Vegas Women's Magazine. And I said, oh, my God, someday I want to meet, and at the time it was Tammy Shaw. I want to meet Tammy Shaw. And at that very second, you walked in the room.
That is like the most magical story ever.
And my jaw, I mean, it wasn't rehearsed. I literally sat there to Ruth and said, I need and want to meet Tammy Shaw. And
that would have been a YouTube video if we would actually video.
I wish we would have filmed that.
And she walked into the room at that very second, blue dress. I remember it like it was yesterday. My jaw hit the floor. And of course, everybody want to take pictures that night. I mean, golly, it was just like, Danny, who? Tammy is in the room. And that was the night that Las Vegas Women's Magazine said, we like what you're doing. We want to have a meeting. We want to work with you. And it gave the brand, for the first time in a couple years, it's 2012, so I guess it was about a year, the brand was out there, and it gave the brand credibility. And like I tell the joke, you were the first people that I was working with that had an office. So that's how that all came about, and it was so exciting. And for 4 years now, we've had each other's backs, promoting each other's events. You know, sometimes I don't see them for a month. Sometimes I don't see them for 3 weeks. Sometimes it's a little more than a month. But we know everybody's in March to the same drummer. We're always in step, one tied to the hip to the other, and it's been 4 years, and it's been a great 4 years, ladies.
It's been so good. Ruth and I talked about DV. You have given us so much value as well.
Well, thank you so much for
all
the
the
kind
credibility
words.
you're giving us. We give it to you as well.
It is a perfect
Some
storm.
of our best clients and relationships have become directly because of your events or your introductions.
It's
Some
good.
of our cover ladies.
Yes, some
came
of our
from
cover
Danny
ladies.
Vegas.
Yeah, so so the DNA is there, and it's just, I tell up and coming branding people, marketing people, you really got to find that brand that's out there that gives you credibility that you can work with, and we're just in step. I know what they're thinking. I don't have to be in the same room with them. I know I can see something on social media, and I know exactly what they're thinking. And everything, and it's just great. And I finally got my Las Vegas Woman's #1 sign. Now it's worth more.
Gracie, who's that?
But you know what, Tammy, we got about 3 minutes left. You know what I
Okay.
want to talk about?
Yes.
Is this is Tammy back in 2009.
My hair is a lot longer.
Yeah, her hair's a lot longer. Tammy 2016. Does this woman that is on the camera know this woman that's on this magazine? Has so much changed that these are literally two different people now?
Absolutely. As should anybody's life.
Yeah.
If so many years go by, it's all about growth and reflection, getting better, falling backwards, getting better, falling backwards. It's like the stock market. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. But at the end of the day, you want to be better than the person you were the day before, the year before, or 7 years before.
So if you can go back in time and talk to this lady that's on this cover, is there anything you would tell her? Would you say, you know what, we turned out okay? Or is there anything else?
No, you don't. No, it's like Back to the Future. You don't want to. You have to go through the growths and the struggle. It's like a struggling teenager, or someone that is suffering from addiction. Until they realize it, or until they have to go through their own struggles to gain value out of it. If they don't go through the struggle, then there's no value. You can't tell someone.
No regrets.
No
None.
regrets.
You got to cross those bridges to get to the other side. No regrets.
Got it. There's a famous line in a Rocky movie. It doesn't matter how hard you can hit; it's how hard you can get hit and still get up and keep fighting. So,
Correct.
I just know that what I have seen. Especially with the premiere parties, the magazine. I mean, with Troy Doss and
Brandy.
I was going to say that. Brandy, who's going to have a baby soon. Congratulations. We're very excited about that.
Yay, Brandy!
They do a phenomenal job. Debbie Hall does a phenomenal job. This is just, I tell it to people who are outside the magazine because, I'm lucky enough to where I'm kind of on the inside of the magazine, but I tell people all the time, this is a machine. This is what people, process, and product look like when everything is jamming at the same time. This is what you as a business are looking to do. Get the right people, the right product, the right processes, and you will have a machine just like Las Vegas Women's Magazine. And if you are anybody who wants to have a conversation with women in this town, look at my eyes now, I'm not kidding. You need to talk to these people at Las Vegas Women's Magazine because they are just an incredible entity in town, and I'm very proud to work with them.
Thank you, DV.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you.
that was a good one. Okay, we'll be back for segment 3, more meat and potatoes, right after this.
Yay!